Shalom, TaNaKh Wisdom. Antichrist. Who is the Antichrist? What is the Antichrist? The term is introduced to us in the New Covenant in one of John's letters around 90 AD. Around 90 AD. In 1 John chapter 2, he writes in verse 18, he says, "Little children, it is the last hour. And as you have heard that the Antichrist is coming, even now many, many Antichrists have come, by which we know that it is the last hour." In verse 22, he says, "Who is a liar but he who denies that Yeshua is the Messiah? He is Antichrist who denies the Father and the Son." In chapter 4, verse 2, he says, "By this you know the spirit of powers. Every spirit that confesses that Yeshua haMashiach, Yeshua the Messiah, has come in the flesh is of powers. And every spirit that does not confess that Yeshua haMashiach is in the flesh is not of powers. And this is of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and now already is in the world." In 2 John verse 7, it says, "For many deceivers have gone out into the world who do not confess Yeshua haMashiach as coming in the flesh." This is a deceiver and an Antichrist. Antichrist. That term is an English transliteration of the Greek term Antichristos. Antichristos is what the Greeks translated, not transliterated, is what the Greek translated from the Hebrew sotein haMashiach or tsar haMashiach. Sotein is the Hebrew word from Satan, which is the adversary, the retarder, or the hinderer. Sotein haMashiach. The hinderer, the adversary, or the retarder of the anointing. Tsar haMashiach, the word tsar, tzadei resh, is the Hebrew word for enemy, one of the Hebrew words for enemy. And so that one is the enemy of the anointing. The enemy of the anointing. So the understanding allows us to recognize that anything, any spirit, any institution that denies Yeshua haMashiach has come in the flesh is the retarder, the adversary, the enemy, or the hinderer of the anointing. What is the anointing? In 1 John chapter 2 verse 27, he says, "But the anointing which you have received from him abides in you, and you do not need that anyone teach you. But as the same anointing teaches you concerning all things, and is true, and is not a lie, and just as it has taught you, you will abide in him." Mashiach, the anointing. The anointing is the spirit of Yahweh Elohim dwelling in you, enabling you to do his will. So, two things. Any body, any system that denies that Yeshua has come in the flesh is the enemy of the anointing, is the retarder or the adversary of the anointing, or the Antichrist. Any spirit, any system that strives to hinder you or retard you, or to be adverse to you, walking in spirit and in truth, is the Antichrist. So what groups, what systems of today deny that Yeshua has come in the flesh? They are Antichrist. They are the enemy of the anointing. They are the enemy, the retarder, the adversary of you walking in spirit and in truth. Shalom. TaNaKh Wisdom.